Welcome to RPG Elite, where we put the RP back into RPG, giving you tools and tips on how to make your RPG experience more immersive and enjoyable. If you're coming back to the channel, hey, what's up? And thanks for coming back. And for those of you who are new and coming through, I want to welcome you to the channel. What we do here is we cover classic RPGs and what I consider to be 20 years or older. We cover those games, but we also cover alternative genre RPGs, which means no fantasy here, folks. Okay? No fantasy. So you got to go. There's plenty of channels on YouTube that covers that stuff, but we're on some other tip when it comes to that. And also RPG Elite Philosophy. The name of the channel is not just something that I just, thought of at the top of the mind and it's just a name. There's actually a deep philosophy and ideology when it comes to RPG Elite and what it means. And we talk about that here. Well, today we are going to do something a little different. We're going to get into 5 ways to motivate yourself for the next RPG session that you have. 5 ways to motivate yourself. Now, sometimes, you're about to do a session and you're in the doldrums, right? Or you're feeling a little bit lethargic. You're like, man, I don't know. I'm not feeling this today. And you got a session in the next couple of hours. What to do? Are you going to cancel? That would be wrong. Ain't nothing wrong with you or whatever. So how do you get yourself motivated? How do you get yourself out of that? I'm going to give you 5 ways to do that today. Let's get straight into it. Number 1, watch a film or a television show that's in the same genre that you are playing in your campaign. That helps. And watch something that you know that you like. And I'm not saying trying to find something new. This is not a time for discovery. So if you've got a DVD, a Blu-ray, or you're subscribed to some streaming service, right? And you know that, hey, I really like that episode. Hey, I really like that movie. Then pop that in and get yourself motivated and excited. Look at the episode, and the same way that it made you feel before, it'll do it again. It hasn't gone anywhere. So use that as a tool to get yourself motivated. It helps if it's in the same genre, like I said earlier. If it's in the same genre of whatever it is that you're playing. Let me give you an example. I'll give you a great example. We just started, day before yesterday, we just started back to the One Ring. Now, what if one day I'm not feeling it, right? I'm the GM and I'm like, man, I might want to cancel the day. Well, I can go to my library and here's the 2 Towers. Hey, I really like that one. Let me pop that in and just watch as much of it as is necessary to get me hype. And then let me get back to my station and start preparing for this session. Now I'm out of the doldrums and I'm ready to go. So watch a television show or a movie that falls into the same genre of the RPG that you're playing. Number 2, read a book. Now, I know that this is something that's hard for a lot of people to do, especially in this day and age when everything is just fast. I need it now. You can't sit for a second and just calm down and, smell the flowers, man. Relax. Read a good book. Read a book, obviously, again, same genre of whatever RPG that you're playing. Read that book. Read a couple chapters. I'm not saying read the whole book. Obviously, that's silly. You got a session in the next hour or 2. So read a couple chapters and get yourself immersed into that world, into the genre. Get yourself immersed in fantasy. Get yourself immersed in the sci-fi. Do it. Read yourself a good book, and then you'll be ready. You'll be ready to go as soon as you sit down. If you're doing a virtual tabletop, which most people are doing today, when you sit down in front, or if you're doing a face-to-face thing, then do that right before you go, right? Make sure that, maybe you didn't feel like being around everybody right now. Go ahead, read some chapters, get immersed, and get excited about that session. Now, there is one thing that I didn't say, and I should qualify about these tips. I'm assuming that you already have a GM who knows what they're doing, who are pretty good, and you don't have to be concerned about that. And you and the other players, you guys got a good rapport and you're ready to go most of the time that you guys play. Now, if it's the opposite, like your GM doesn't know what they're doing, or if you got players and you kind of don't even like some of the players, they're annoying, you just play because you just needed somebody to play with, not RPG Elite, by the way. But this is not going to fix that, okay? Because once you get there, they're just going to bring down whatever mood you were in. So this is this is assuming that all of the good stuff is already in place. I can make another video on what to do about the rest of that stuff. Okay, let's get to the next one. Number 3, watch other RPG sessions online. Now, these are all over the place, right? I mean, it's a thing today. Go on YouTube and you can find just a plethora of RPG sessions. So go ahead, find one and watch it and watch them do it. Okay, now I'm going to give you a little bit of a tip here. And this is mostly for RPG elites. But go watch the bad ones. You did not hear me stutter. Go watch the bad ones. Now, why? Well, for an RPG elite, if we're watching somebody do bad role playing, bad RPG session, boring, or even a GM who wants to get motivated, go watch a bad one, right? Then what that does, it lights a fire under us to go and be like, wait a minute, even though nobody's watching us except us, right? We're the only ones who are in the session, but it lights a fire to go do it right. Now, if you want to watch good ones, I only suggest 2. I've watched a lot of these online sessions. Most of them are bad. Not that, it ain't that great. Some of them are average, but most of them are not, top tier stuff. I'm going to suggest 2 for you to watch. Number 1 is not the one that you think I'm going to say. Number 1 is Relics and Rarities. Deborah Ann Wool, she is the GM. She's got 4 core players who are off the chain, and she usually has a guest. And it's normally some actor, right? Because she's an actress. So it's normally someone that she knows in the business. And some of them are good, and some of them are lame, and some of them are, So the ones who are lame, you can just ignore them because, listen, her and her 4 core players, they're off of the chain. Every time I watch it, I've watched them multiple times and I've said, oh man, all right, that's motivating me to want to go. I want to do the same thing. You learn things from other GMs and I learn things from her. It's good, folks. It is all good. So go watch Relics and Rarities, or I'm going to give you one more, right? And I haven't watched all of them. So, hey, if you know of some others, down below. But do know I have watched Critical Role, and there's a reason why I'm not suggesting them here. Okay, well then there's that. So there's another one that I would suggest. It's one particular one. It's with Matt Mercer and Terry Crews. So look for that online on YouTube. Then I want you to not pay attention to the one where, because there's 2 3-man groups that Matt is running, right? And they're 2 separate groups, right? One, Terry Crews is a part of it. And then he's got another one. And this is the one I want you to watch. I want you to watch the exchange between Matt Mercer and Troy Baker. The other 2 players there might as well not be there because they don't really add anything and they could fall off into the ether and it wouldn't matter. But these 2 and their interaction and their role play is fantastic. Go look that up online and you'll know what I'm talking about. And it's going to motivate you for your next RPG session. Number 4, listen to an audiobook. This is a good thing. As long as you're getting something, it's a good thing. But check this out. Listening to an audiobook has multiple benefits. So I'm going to look at my notes, right? It has multiple benefits. Number 1, it builds critical listening skills. Now, since a lot of people are doing the VTT thing, This is something that's going to help you. On top of that, it helps you with your focus and your attention span. I had a player once who I was just talking to him one-on-one on Discord after we had had a session. And I don't even think it was after we had a session. It was like a couple days later. And he had said, yeah, is there any way we can do video, because, I'm a little ADHD or whatever. I'm like, bro, I mean, that's you if you're ADHD. But I tell you what, even if you're going to the same thing, you don't know, you can't sit still or whatever, go listen to an audiobook. Go listen to an audiobook. Then what it's going to do, it's going to help you focus. It's going to help your attention span. It's going to help your listening skills, because a lot of people know how to talk, they just don't know how to listen. And on top of that, it's going to heighten your story experience. So you'll go from one audio experience to the next audio experience, right? And so you're just going to continue what you've already done or what you've already been doing to get prepared for this session. So it's just a continuation. So this is a great way to motivate yourself. And number 5. Now this is one I know just about everybody hasn't even thought of. This is one that you don't think of when you think of motivating yourself for an RPG session, but it will. Trust me, because it's on another level though. And what is it? Exercise. You heard me correctly. Exercise. Now, why would you want to exercise before your RPG session? I'll give you a couple reasons. Number 1, exercise is proven to improve your mood. So like I said earlier, if you're in the doldrums and you're feeling lethargic or something, hey, why don't you go for a walk? Go for a brisk walk and get your blood flowing. Now, why? Because exercise is also proven to stimulate chemicals in the brain that make you happier and more relaxed. Hey, isn't that what you want to be? If you're in a, blah mood, then you want to be happier and you want your mood to be better. Well, and on top of that, folks, exercise gives you more energy. So maybe that's it. Maybe you're just low energy and you don't know how to get out of it. Just go for a brisk walk. Or if you're one that does work out, do a light to medium workout. Nothing heavy. You don't have to try to, lift 1,000 pounds before you do an RPG session. We ain't talking about that. We're talking about just doing something light. Get your blood flowing and get your energy up, get your mood up so that you'll be ready for that RPG session. And here's a good thing. You can combine these, right? You can go for a walk and listen to an audiobook. Or you can go for a walk and listen to an RPG session. So you can combine these and get more bang for your buck so you'll be ready. Now, of course, you want to do this like 1 to 2 hours before your RPG session, right? I think that's where you're going to get the most benefit and value from this. So these are 5 ways that you can get motivated for your RPG session. Now, this is not meant to be an exhaustive list. This is only to give you a starting point and probably the most obvious starting points to get yourself motivated. But hey, maybe you've got something I didn't cover. So hey, leave it in the comments below. Let me know. How do you get motivated for your RPG sessions, or do you even try to get motivated for your RPG sessions? Let me know in the comments down below. So that's about it, folks. I'm about to do like Snagglepuss. Exit stage left. So until next time, folks, you know what I'm going to say, so say it with me. Happy gaming.